I was first diagnosed, I did not leave my bed for 3 days.
So I was literally talking about this with a follower the other day because they were like, oh, how did you get so confident? I wish I was like you. And the thing is about herpes advocates in general, everyone has their own healing journey, and almost every one of us when we were first diagnosed were miserable. So yes, while herpes advocates are an amazing tool to use to help, feel better about getting diagnosed with herpes or learning how to handle your herpes or anything like that, don't feel bad about yourself if you're not at a stage where you can publicly say you have herpes on a social media platform. Most people never get to that point. And the thing is like, it's not for everybody to know your business. It's not for everybody to be an advocate. Would it be amazing? Would it end the stigma immediately if everyone did that? Of course, but it's a lot of mentally draining work. You have to be so comfortable with yourself because you get a bunch of the negative comments that I said to myself when I was first diagnosed, and you get it by strangers, and that makes you feel icky inside. I remember my first video that got on the wrong side of TikTok. I was super afraid and super upset about because every bad thing I said to myself in the mirror when I was first diagnosed was written out for me in the comment section. Now, lucky for me and most herpes advocates, if you notice, the comments are mostly always positive things or something like, oh my God, you're helping me so much, or just something to that nature. But there are occasions where it goes on the wrong side. And I know it seems like I have all the confidence in the world when it comes to having herpes, and I do now, but that took time to get there. When I was first diagnosed, I also did not leave my bed for a week straight, and I cried endlessly for weeks on end because I was so devastated by the news. And my goal on this platform is to shorten that time period for everybody else. When I was first diagnosed, it was 2013, and social media platforms didn't quite exist in the way that they do now, where people are reaching out and helping strangers. For the most part, it was things like Facebook and Instagram where you really only posted for your friends to see, where TikTok is more like you post for strangers to see. So I was not able to pull myself out of the depression spiral that herpes caused for way too long. And my goal on this platform and on Reddit is to shorten that time period for other people because they see someone who is capable of living with herpes and who's giving them tools and help getting over that initial depression and shock. But just like looking at Instagram influencers, don't trust everything you see. There are filters. There are things that you can do to make yourself look better. It's the same thing with herpes advocacy and herpes advocates. Just because we put up a very brave front, we're not showing you the full side and the full story with what's going on behind the scenes. There's absolutely no way when I was first diagnosed I'd be able to do anything close to this. I wasn't even able to say the word herpes out loud because I was so upset. So it takes time. Give yourself some leeway. Let yourself feel certain things. And if you need anything, my DMs are always open. And I have a bunch of free resources in the link tree in my bio. I promise you're not alone. I promise that you can get through this. And I promise that living a completely normal life with herpes is possible. But don't look at a herpes advocate and immediately think, oh my God, they're so confident and I'm not. And clearly I'm not as good of a person as they are. And that's just not true. You just didn't see the full journey. You're only seeing the herpes advocacy side of the journey.